Minecraft just announced all the new stuff that's coming in the next update during the Minecraft Live event. This will be the 4th drop of the year, being the winter drop of 2025, and will be the job update of 1.21.10. Hello there, Ray here, and let's quickly take a look at everything new, and let me use my 16 years of playing this game to tell you how these changes will affect Minecraft. Before the new releases, they quickly talked about all the new stuff that's coming in the Copper Age update or the fall drop, including the copper golems and how they can sort, and all the new blocks and items that can be made from copper, as well as the new shelves that are coming with the update that can be easily used to swap out items in players' hands, as well as for decoration. I've already went into great detail with all of this stuff in my previous videos, so let's get right into the new stuff. The first thing that Minecraft announced from the next new update, that's going to be the winter drop 2025, is the Nautilus mob, and the Nautilus can be found in any ocean. The Nautilus can be tamed by the player using pufferfish, and then you can ride it using a saddle. It's very similar to other mobs where you can just easily tame it up and hop onto it and zoom about. And the Nautilus gives you a new effect called the Breath of the Nautilus, where your bubble bar will no longer go down while you're riding it. You don't ever have to worry about drowning underwater, which will be great for exploring and building underneath the water. But it might just be better to swim, as breaking blocks will be 2 times as slow since you're riding on top of something. And the way you control it is just like a happy gas, it will move the direction you are looking. And just like the camels, there is a dash feature on the Nautilus, so you can hit like spacebar and it will zoom you forward, but it'll use up energy, so you have to wait before using it again, which can allow you to do some really cool things like actually jumping out of the water. There's also Nautilus armor, which comes in all the different types just like horse armor, and you can find this stuff inside of the chests as loot. Now, they have told us that there is netherite armor, which does make you wonder, are they going to come out with netherite armor for horses now that we have it for Nautilus? And if you breed 2 Nautiluses together that are tame, then they will actually produce a baby Nautilus, which is really cute, and you can also grow up that baby Nautilus just by using more pufferfish. But the Nautilus will actually eat all types of fish, even fish in the bucket, but the pufferfish is their favorite. So it'll probably work faster on them when it comes to taming and growing them up. So you have a great use for all the extra fish that you got from like AFK fishing or running your guardian farm. Save it up for breeding these guys. Speaking of farms, you can have these guys naturally spawn and have them be killed, or they will probably drop the Nautilus shell. But it looks like their spawns are pretty rare, so it'll probably be better to use like my treasure loot AFK fish farm or getting Nautilus shells from a drown farm. Afterwards, some of the developers and content creators played with the new features, and during it we can see the new effect in the top right corner, the Nautilus effect, which looks really cool. But this new effect means it's going to be harder to get the how do we get here advancement, as you have to get all the effects including the new Nautilus one. And we can also see how fast people move while on them, which actually looks faster than boats. But it doesn't look faster than dolphins, grace, and swimming. So I don't think people are going to use this as a way to transport through the water, especially when boats are easier to reuse. But there's also the Zombie Nautilus. This is a neutral mob that can also be found, and it has a more zombie look than the normal Nautilus. You can also find drowns riding on top of this, which is really deadly, especially if they have a trident they can launch at you. But they can also control the Nautilus and attack you with it, similar to skeleton jockeys. This means that there's new types of jockeys that you can collect that will be quite rare, especially on Halloween. We already have the drowned chicken jockey, but now we can also try to go for these rare types of Nautilus with drown that will be wearing like diamond armor with a jack-o'-lantern head and holding like a trident in their left hand, as well as like a Nautilus in their offhand. If you manage to get that, that would be extremely rare. There's also a new craftable weapon that you can get by just putting 2 sticks and an ingot, which is the spear. There's 3 different modes of the spear weapon. You can jab with it, which just is a short click attack. But if you hold it down, then in the beginning, the spear has 3 different abilities it can do. It can do knockback to mobs that it hits while it's down, as well as dismount them if they're riding something, and also do damage. But then the spear is so heavy that it'll start to shake, and at that point you can no longer dismount mobs, but you can still do knockback and damage. And then the last one, the spear will drop all the way down, at which point you can no longer do knockback or dismount people, but it still do some damage. And then after that, it will automatically raise back up, in which case you have to lower it back down again and start again. And the higher the tier of spears, because it's heavier, it'll take longer for the spear to come back up again. So you will have to time your attacks to get the most out of it, which allows for really unique combat in PvP, and depending on your speed, it will do more damage, meaning that if somebody's running towards you and you're running towards them, not only you can do more damage to the other person, but the other person will also end up doing more damage to you. This can be combined with all the other ways of moving about in Minecraft in order to get some unique jousting. And because there's a lot of ways you can make the player move really quickly, it's definitely going to be possible to one-hit all the bosses similar to the mace. But it will also be interesting to see how the mobs use the mace, if they're just going to jab with it or hold it down and actually joust with it. And oddly enough, this spear was actually shown in a Minecraft movie earlier this year, so they've probably been working on this for quite a while. And then they announced that zombie horses are coming to survival Minecraft, where there's a chance of zombies spawning on top of zombie horses at night, and those guys will be holding spears. And it appears that the type of spear it has is an iron spear, as the highest tiered weapons that they can spawn in naturally are only iron, where the armor can go all the way up to diamond. Which will be a really cool mob to collect with more hostile mobs that can have jack-o'-lantern heads on Halloween. With the zombie horses themselves being passive like the skeleton horses, it'll be interesting to see how they spawn into the game. Because horses are much bigger, when the game does a check for the zombie, it only checks a small area to see if they fit in. So either horses are going to spawn inside of walls and die, or it's going to check a bigger area. And a similar question comes up when a drown spawns riding a Nautilus, as the Nautilus looks bigger than one block, so we're going to have to wait and see how we can farm up these unique mobs. Then they gave us the official name of the drop being Mounts of Mayhem, which is very fitting, with the player being able to ride the Nautilus, as well as the drowns and the zombies riding Nautiluses and zombie horses. With the announcement date for the new stuff coming sometime in the future in snapshots and betas, with the copper drop being officially announced coming next Tuesday. What are all the crazy things you could think can be done with all this stuff? Let me know down below. And if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe, as I will be making a farm for everything new in the update as part of my Farm Everything series. Big thanks to my monthly supporters, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!